This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe, and let's get right into the news. All right, so we got Suge Knight. He did an interview with the Dialogue. Okay, so make sure you go check that out on Art's channel. But Snoop Dogg reacts to this allegation that Suge Knight kind of makes. He's talking about Keefy D, and they're talking about, I guess they came to him and said, do you want to help him get out of jail? You know, testify for him? He's like, nah. But he says, I heard someone's trying to help him get out. And he refers to Snoop Dogg. So Snoop Dogg reacts to that. And he says, this guy won't stop talking about me. He's mad because I own Death Row now. I realize your real lies. Yeah, you just got to leave Suge Knight alone. He's toxic, man. You know? Suge Knight used to want to kill Snoop Dogg back in the day. You know? Like when he left Death Row. Now, Snoop did some funny style stuff, but still, I think all these guys are funny style. Let's be honest. Melissa Ford said something's cooking. A lot of people are assuming she's going to be in the new Drake video, Give Me a Hug, where he disses Joe Budden and uplifts Melissa Ford and says she's a legend from the 6. Why are you sitting next to a D sucker? Nope. That's going to be crazy. A$AP Rocky back to work after beating his case. He's on set with Spike Lee and Denzel Washington in a new movie. Lil Durk is facing a wrongful death lawsuit stemming from alleged murder-for-hire scheme. They basically mimicked the case that the feds brought against him. He says Lil Durk wrongful death lawsuit from mother of Quando Rondo's cousin, accusing him of orchestrating a hit. The lawsuit mirrors the criminal charges he's already facing, with prosecutors alleging from the 2022 LA shooting was retaliation for King Von's murder. Filed in Crook County Court, the lawsuit named Lil Durk, his business manager, his record label OTF, and related company as defendants. What about that trucking company that Lil Durk always talks about? Where's that at? Big Facts podcast removed the episode with Rollo. More people are bringing attention to this. Supposedly in this paperwork with Jade, baby Jade, she presses Rollo and says, yo, page 8, it says that he he gave him information, lots of information. And the lawyer was worried about his safety. And Rollo was like, nah, that's not what it means. It means this. He's trying to explain. He's like, let's go to page 12 where it says, I didn't sit down with him and cooperate. Yeah, it's funny style paperwork. You know what it is, too? Rollo doing all these speaking engagements is making him look very funny. You know? Now, 1090 Jake did cover for him 2 years ago. He broke down broke down the paperwork and said he didn't really tell. He didn't give anybody up. Nobody went. He just confirmed that nobody went to jail because of what he did. But it kind of shows in a way, like, same with the Blue Da Vinci thing. Like, he was willing to give up something. Now, in Rollo's case, he says he made up a bunch of stuff to try to get out. How was that supposed to work? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. I don't know. So trying to skate his way out of it. Looks like Kanye might have put a verse on Bad Baby's diss track to Alabama, which is Travis Barker's daughter. Dude, Kanye's just doing too much right now. Like, too much random weird stuff to get attention. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. It's weird. This is going viral. Benny the Butcher latest. It's like I think it's like a no trespassing warrant or something you got arrested for. That can stem from anything. You could be shooting a video in a place and then you get a bad cop and they arrest you. It seems like they went overboard. But, you know, his hair is all disheveled. It's just, it's not a good look. I mean, it's just nasty work by the cops, you know? Like, couldn't you have let the man comb his hair? You know what I mean? Jeez. It's nasty. What podcast was I want to shout out the podcast. They did this. But I'll get to it in a second. But Benzino Back at trolling 50 Cent, says 50 Cent's negative impact on New York. Benzino, you're from Boston, bro. Okay, and 50 Cent was beefing with people from New York, but people beef with each other from New York, okay? He should know that. What happened is the radio stopped playing artists in New York. They started playing down south music. They started taking payola, you know? This is on Somebody Had to Say It show. It's a podcast. I don't know whose podcast this is, though. Somebody Had to Say It. It doesn't give any details on whose podcast this is. But if you want to watch it, you can go watch their podcast. But he trolls 50 Cent on here. He says 50 Cent's just a hater. You know, he doesn't like... he says Big Meech owes him no loyalty, which tells you a lot about Benzino. Because he owes loyalty to Dave Mays, right? But he says he did this and he did that. Okay, you guys shouldn't be so vocal with your problems if you did the source together. And they did do the source together, but there should be a loyalty there, right? You helped each other. 50 Cent helped Big Meech, whether you want to say he did or not. He took his life story that nobody wanted to do. It was not getting greenlit. And he made it popular enough again by bringing a lot of attention to it where it got greenlit. It took about 2 years. Then, on top of that, he took Big Meech's son and put him through acting school and made sure he could play the part. That wasn't even part of the deal. And then brought a whole new era of legitimate business for this family. And then they threw it all away when he got home. Big Meech mind probably wasn't right. He spent 20 years in jail, right? Mind wasn't right. Made bad decisions. Let Rick Ross get in his ear. Oh, you deserve this and this and this. We could do a movie. Demanded some things for 50 Cent. Then ended up taking a picture with Rick Ross and trying to do some concert. That failed. Rick Ross ain't going to be able to do anything. More than 50 Cent owns the life rights. So, yeah, he does owe some loyalty to somebody that put money in his pocket. Millions of dollars in their pocket. Judge rules Silento is incompetent for trial for the murder of his cousin. Remember Silento? Is this a whipping night? Whip. Yeah, he got hooked on something, man. I think it was like a robbery gone bad, something like that. For drugs. His mind is gone, bro. 50 Cent says FBMF. Moving on to the next thing. He says, check out my new show on Hulu. It's called it's an Oscar-winning writer, Emmy Award-winning director. It's about a hip-hop cop. Yeah, hip-hop cop. The Gangs of Zion. That looks interesting. All right, so check that out. 50 Cent moves on from BMF, but I think he's still going to do it with Southwest T. I just have a feeling that he's going to try to salvage it because there's so many people that rely on eating from that show. Cast members, writers, you know. He's probably assured them, like, hey, just let me go through the process, you know. Because Big Meech violated, man, and he needs to be checked for sure. And same with Little Meech. Ungrateful. Here's another weirdo. Rick Ross tricked Big Meech out of his situation of getting millions, tricked Little Meech out of his acting gig just to get some digs in 50. Floyd Mayweather doesn't care. He's always down to be petty. So that Floyd Mayweather's not really involved in that. Rick Ross, though, got in Big Meech's ear, and he's going to have beef with, for sure, he's going to have beef with Big Meech after this. Big Meech will wake up one day and be like, yo, that Rick Ross kind of screwed me over. He couldn't even do anything for me. He promised this and that. What was it? Whack 100 said, if he doesn't give him 3 wing stops, punch him in his head. Little Meech is going to be pissed, too. They made a horrible decision. And 50 Cent doesn't backtrack. It's over. You guys made a choice. Rick Ross trying to promote this car show as Boss Token. I don't know. He stopped promoting it. Boss Tokens existed before him, though. So he just promoted a coin that already existed. That's what it looks like. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looks like it existed last year. He's just promoting it now? I don't know. I don't get these little crypto things that are going on, man. Like, I get Bitcoin a little bit, but, like, it seems like it seems like an open area to just, if you do it as a collector coin, cool. Some people are treating this as like, this is like a hustle. I don't know, man. Be careful when you do that stuff, if you do it. Anyways, appreciate you all. This is Jordan Tower with JT News. I'll check you guys in the next one. Let's see. I think we got everything. I'm just making sure. Yep. All right. I'll check you in the next one. Tell me what you guys think about everything that's going on. Peace.